I don't know. I think you kind of turned off some feature or something, Beasley. You might need to join on the Tall Grass Food Instagram, see if that works. But so the idea is that we are meeting with, so today's topic is we're talking about Black food, collaborative and collective businesses organizing. All right, we're going to go out of order. We're going to go with Gerald next. And so oh, here we go. So I was just really kind of excited by seeing tall grass fruit box. What's up, Beasley? You
Yeah,
might have to
what's
turn
up?
your camera to the side. You're over on the side. There we go. Yes.
I'm trying to do the horizontal. I guess we in a box, so it don't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, so that you're just like an entrepreneur. You always try to launch something. You always growing stuff that's big. And I was just like super excited to see this tall grass food box kind of highlighting and supporting Black farmers, Black food systems. Especially now, so I used to be in Durham, and I just moved like literally the week before we all went into quarantine.
Wait, where'd you move?
I live in Winston-Salem now.
Oh, damn.
No, right?
That's what's up. Are you working at Wake
Like
Forest? Are you
I work at Wake
oh, hold
Forest. Yeah. Yeah. I work at Wake Forest, and I was like, do you understand how depressed I was to leave Durham? Like I cried.
on. Sad to see you go.
But and then of course when I moved there, I was like back in Durham like every other day. But but yeah, so tell me like what was the inspiration behind this? Were y'all working on this before the pandemic, or did this come up as like an idea during the pandemic? How did this happen?
Yeah, I think I mean it's been something kind of on the mind for a while. I was sitting with my partner Gabrielle, and we were creating a list to support. Um, she right here.
Yeah, I was just like you should join together.
All right, we're gonna probably have my own interview.
Right.
Uh, so we were trying to we were making a list of like restaurants we can support to send out like on our various kind of email databases that we have through our websites and stuff. And then that transformed into a conversation around from Black restaurants to like Black farmers, which we both have kind of similar and different relationships with. Um, and I think, and then we were like, all right, what's really going on? We're like, who's like taking care of the Black farmers we know? So we started reaching out to some folks to see what some of their needs were, particularly in this time. I think the urgency was really driven by this COVID crisis and wanted to just be another leg of support for them. And they were having issues with distribution. They were having issues with, setting up online kind of portals. And so more immediately, we just said, all right, well, how can we make sure that they're getting their produce to people? And so that was kind of where that was around about kind of the start of this a few weeks ago, and it's really just kind of jumped off from there. Yeah,
So what's the business model?
yeah. So right now, it's in development. We are building, as Gerald would say, we are building the plane as we're flying it.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a few things that kind of anchor our work. We buy from these Black farmers that we know in the area around the state at retail value, at their retail price.
Okay.
Um, and then we package it in a box, and then we drop it off to people who have pre-ordered the box, and that's the kind of the simple version of it. But that retail price point was really important to us because a lot of times people are buying their food uh, at the wholesale cost, which is significantly cheaper. But we feel like we have enough community support to be able to support that retail price, and so far it's been really positive. And I think on the consumer side, they're not feeling the difference, and so it's kind of just playing like a direct to market facilitator.
Hmm. So y'all are literally, you literally go to the farmers, you pick up the food and you drive it and go drop it off to
Yes,
everybody.
me, Gabrielle, and Gerald. We don't all go to all the farms, but yeah, essentially. Oh, we don't drop them off. We have a pickup point. We do have a pickup
Oh,
point,
okay. I was
and we
like,
do practice our social distancing at the pickup point. So we put them kind of we lay them out, and then folks come and pick them up themselves, so we don't have to exchange too many exchange contact.
yeah,
But
okay.
it was actually pretty exciting to hear Jenny talking about different cooperatives and what they're doing in Southeast DC. I got to connect it to my man's up there so he can get plugged into their work. But I would love to chat with her too as we are trying to figure out our more um, long term business model, which is, it would be excellent for us to get more to working in some cooperative
Yeah,
methods.
so the cool thing is that Jenny's connected to some, I forgot, I should have asked her, but she's connected to some organizing group that actually meets in North Carolina every year. So she comes here to visit me anyway, but she comes to North Carolina and it's like some black organizing group and collective organizing. Oh, Jenny, drop it. What's the group that you join every week, every year that you come down and you go for a retreat?
Is
Um,
it Bud, Fertile Ground?
it might be Fertile Ground. That sounds familiar. But
That's the black part of, let's see.
oh, that's that question. Does North Carolina have consumer supported agriculture? It's amazing in upstate New York. We have several, even in farms close to the Canadian border. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious about like what exactly you mean by and what exactly you mean by consumer supported agriculture. But I guess does that mean just like farm to table kind of stuff?
What they're describing is a kind of a different, slightly different form of what we're doing, where it is more cooperative with the consumer and the farmer. So the consumers are kind of investing along the way, and as the farm rises and falls, everybody kind of shares the burden of that. And I think that's something that we're thinking about for our own model and considering as we are kind of getting off the ground. I think yeah, initially, really, it's just really our model started as like an emergency response, really for
Right.
the black that we're in community with. So it's good to see so many people thinking about cooperatives. It's actually
Yeah.
really exciting.
So what are you working on creatively? Or is this consuming all of your time, or like you working on some other creative stuff?
Uh, Not all of my time. It is taking a lot of time. I also work full time um, with student youth, with college students. In between that, I'm trying to take some time to draw and take pictures, and this has been a nice creative outlet, creating some branding, taking.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, expanded to some new mediums. Started using charcoal. That's kind of fun.
Oh,
Um, so as some of my other mediums, I can't really I don't have as much access to people, so I can't take other people's photographs to use. I'm kind of digging in the archives, finding photos to play with. But yeah, that's it's been challenging. It's been challenging. I miss my shared studio space.
hmm.
Yeah.
So for folks who don't know and who aren't in Durham, Beasley, like he has these, it's like super secret photography parties or whatever. You
I
just
don't know
got,
how secret it is.
but I was like, wait a
Folk be
minute,
pulling up.
how do I get into this party? um, but no, like he's a photographer. I mean, you're just all around like multimedia artist, graphic design, photography. Now you're talking about charcoal. You've done installations. You got some exhibits and just dope. So
So one thing I am planning on, and I ain't told Kingfisher this yet, but I have an installation that's up. Actually, yeah, and you went and saw it, and I think
yeah.
before you left, I
Mhm.
didn't even know you. And And so it's still up, and they just emailed me, and so we're actually extending that through July. So hopefully, folks will be able to move around a little bit in July. And I'm gonna try to plan some kind of activation there where people can come through. Um, I don't know what it's called yet, so I'm not gonna drop too much, but that's something that I'm kind of scheming on.
Okay.
Maybe some stew remix. Me and Marcel are already thinking about open stew once we kind of get back outside. So
What about so health and wellness? How are you maintaining balance right now?
try not to eat too many corn dogs. I know we got the fresh produce box, but in between that, sometimes it'd be kind of hard to
Right.
focus. Gabrielle's been helping us stay tight, and I've been trying to cook as much as I can in between her delicious meal. And so we've been. That felt so planned. That felt planned. That felt scripted. No, but I mean she's such a talented cook and chef, and I be trying to keep up.
Yeah,
But
she's like, don't think.
I'm just trying to keep up. And so I have been cooking though. I made some really good collard from my mom that I'm still talking about. This is a couple weeks ago now, but they were incredible. Good collard.
Okay.
Yeah, she still
I
talk.
wish I could order them all the way out to Winston-Salem, but
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'll share some resources. There's some black farmers out there.
yes.
We're trying to get our digital presence up, and so that folks can not just get the produce from us, but also connect directly with farmers. And even though that might sound contrary to a business model, but our goal is really for the farmers to be as successful as possible, and when they can, connect with folks in other places. So we'll get you connected.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so there are, yes, because I'm sure you know people from all over the state, and especially like you went to A&T, right, for undergrad?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my wait, it's kind of like those business on top. I've been Aggie on the bottom.
Pearl top,
But
Aggie on the bottom.
right. But yeah, to my boss, Goldie Bird, Dr. Goldie Bird, she was the dean of arts and sciences at A&T for like 15, 20 years or something. So we
Okay.
have a close connection with A&T. And now that I live in Winston-Salem, I've been trying to connect with a lot of the farmers because it's a huge, I live in a food desert. I live in East Winston. And I mean, it's just crazy. But there are some urban farmers here I've been trying to connect with and local caterers. And you know, the other issue that I've seen is like, so at least for my position, I work at Wake Forest at the hospital, and I have the opportunity to like create business connections, right? So like I guess that's my way of doing it, right? Is how do I get these black vendors, these black farmers, these black caterers, black all black everything to get business? Like they're the major employer for the city, and they're so yeah. I need to like watch
You
what
might
I
get your food
say.
from Cisco.
But yeah.
I got Cisco.
Yeah, we got some other
Yeah.
things going, but
Yeah. I ain't gonna make you blast out there.
right. I'm like,
My
let
bad.
me keep my job for a little while. But you know, that's the goal of what my role is at my Angela Center for Health Equity is to create those
So,
connections. Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's
shout out
really
to
exciting.
Aggie's the second best HBCU homecoming.
Come on.
Issue in the house. Bison.
Come on.
uh Oh, sorry, I'm gonna have to
Eddie,
move on.
same thing.
So I want to keep the momentum going because we want to keep it in under an hour. But thank you so much for joining. Now everybody's shouting out their HBCUs. Yes, shout out your HBCUs down below. But you know, Bisons are always the best. So next we have Gabrielle. Do you want to just switch the camera over? Or we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
her
her
call
join
in,
on hers.
so, be on her tag. But thank you so much for having us and shouting us out and providing this platform. And make sure
No
you talk
doubt.
about yourself a little bit on here because you got some dope stuff going on too. I want to hear more about the Maya Angelou Center for Health Equity.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. All right.
How do I do it? Here, just turn in.
Wait. Are you gonna use your own IG or are you gonna use his? Okay.
Here we go. I got it. I'm gonna hang up.